Hello everybody, welcome to F1 2020. Now many of you will know that in the past I have been very, very critical, for justifiable reasons, about this F1 series. My frustrations are pretty simple. It's too expensive. It's not very exciting to watch. It's pretty much just, instead of a Grand Prix, it's more of a meandering stroll around various circuits. Which is why, when I saw this game for free for a short period of time on Xbox Game Pass, I thought I'd give it a go. And I gotta say, I quite like this game. It has all sorts of little things. I mean, this is the My Team Career mode, but there's all sorts of classic, I say classic, the latest one is 1988, I think, but still, classic-ish. F1 cars, and they all have their own showcase events, new racing and that type. It also has F2 racing, but we're going to focus for this, review on just some of the features, and then we're going to do a Grand Prix weekend in Canada. I have actually been doing quite a bit of the season, and I gotta say, I've been doing rather well. Got 2 first place, including a victory in Bahrain in the debut season. Although that was only because Lewis Hamilton broke down, which is why he's in 21st place. He broke down as he was overtaking me on the 14th lap. So, that is the only reason why I won this race, and then I gradually got better and better, increasing the difficulty incrementally, except in Vietnam. Just like all good Americans, I really struggled in Vietnam. I just hate that track. I also hate Monaco. I won it solely because I qualified pole. I made sure to qualify pole because it's Monaco. If you win pole, you win the race. It's provided you don't crash or do anything stupid. I mean, I was missing a front wing and my tires are shredded to pieces, but since you can't overtake at Monaco, I won. So anyway, let's just get through a few of these things. You have all sorts of things you can do. You can swap out your engine, your gearboxes. It's a good thing that I swapped out my engine because I completed one of the races, I think it was Spain, at 85% engine wear, 71%, 85%, 78%. You can also upgrade your vehicle, so I've been doing periodic upgrades. Most of them failed the first time. That failed the first time. That worked. That was nice. This is also in development. That should be ready, hopefully, by the time we start the Canadian Grand Prix. So yeah, you do all sorts of modifications of that. And since this is My Team Career, you run your own team, so you have facilities that you manage. I just bought, I think it was this one. Yeah, I just bought that. Which means I have no money left, and I'm going to go bankrupt because I can't pay my driver. But it doesn't matter because this is the last day this game is free, so there we go. We're just going to fast forward time. Yeah, there goes my wing, so that's been installed. There's the new simulator, there's the new durability center upgraded. And now it is time for the Grand Prix. I do actually have 1.2 million, which is better than I thought. I have $2 million. I'm not bankrupt anymore, which is good, but we're going to go. You know what, let's check. I didn't actually check. That concerns me. Gearbox. How worn are you? 46%, you're still in the green. Well, we'll give it one more race, why not? These are the short Grand Prix, so there's 3 practice sessions, 1 qualifying session, and the 14-lap race, or whatever it is, roughly. And I usually do the first 2 practice sessions just to get a feel for the track and for the car, and then I skip the third one because I don't care. My goal is to qualify in the top 5. I've been pretty consistent about that. That's usually where I end up qualifying, except in Monaco where I made sure to get a really freaking good lap in, and I qualify on pole. I was sure if you qualify on pole in Monaco or Vietnam, you pretty much win the race because they're technical street circuits. So yeah, practice one, let's give it a go. Thank you, Jeff. I was just about to explain what to do here. So we have 30 minutes qualifying time, We have our different tires we have options for. We're going to stick on the hards for right now. You know, our little track map. This looks to be a very straight line, speed-orientated track, so we're going to go over here. Car setup. Increase top speed. We still have some technical sections, so we're going to do that. And let's just head out on the track for a nice flying lap. There is like a whole really clever animation you can go for with the just driving out of the pit box, but that takes way too much time and I don't really care. So, if you're wondering why I'm starting my review, I guess, in Canada, for the 7th round, the 6th or 7th, I don't remember, of the World Championship, simple. I don't want to, you know, I got distracted thinking of the right word. I don't want it to be inexperienced. I'm still not a very good driver in this game by any stretch of the imagination. However, I was even worse when I first got the game. So, yeah, like that. Yep, that's a good example of my driving prowess in this game. Also highlights a irritation I have with F1 cars in general. You breathe on the wall too much, and you lose bits. That's how I lost my entire front wing in Monaco last race. That you won't see, because that race was horrible, and I highly suggest, if Monaco goes up, to just skip it. It's a terrible race that should never exist. In fact, all of the street circuits, Azerbaijan, Vietnam, Monaco, just wipe them off the calendar, and this will be a much better experience. It is far too narrow and the cars are far too fragile, but Canada, well, I mean, it's basically Michigan, but with better accents and better healthcare. So, I figured it was only fitting here. I also forgot to use my overtake button. Okay, whatever. Might as well use it now. You seem to be doing pretty good on the front row. You might actually have to increase the difficulty a bit. Sometimes the difficulty can vary between race by race, so I might have to raise this a bit, considering we're still in the lead. No, Leclerc beat us, there we go. By quite a bit. Yeah, there we go, that's a bit more reasonable. Okay, we're still going to increase the difficulty by a smidge, but not by much, so yeah, I think we'll set that out. My teammate, I've invested millions of dollars in you, and you are in stone dead last, you worthless, worthless sod. Right, qualifying time, because we're going to simulate you. You don't really care. And I gotta say, my pace is a lot better than even I anticipated. I had to ratchet up the difficulty even more, because I was very fast in P2. In fact, I was in P1 and P2. So, difficulty's been up a bit, and yeah, we're gonna see how we do in qualifying. There we go. Now let's go for it. Flying lap, let's just set it as a little base mark, benchmark. See how well we do. I generally do better in this game when I'm not talking, but that'll be a very boring video, so I'll try and make this commentary as interesting as possible. I'm not completely messing things up. Sort of like that. Yep, that's not great. This lap's been thrown away pretty much. Yes, some corners catch you out more than others, we'll put it that way. What the hell? Other times the car just gets understeer. I don't know what, I should be getting less understeer because of the new wing that I put on. I don't remember if that's a front wing or a back wing. That's why I call it a splitter, not a spoiler. But whatever. I should be getting less understeer. I had some real understeer problems in Monaco, but then again, Monaco makes a hatchback seem like a barge, so there we go. That's a good run for that chicane. There we go. Let's just do one more lap. We have a Red Bull coming out. Oh. Okay. Apparently, I'm very good at this. That's not going to stand very long, but apparently, that was quite a fast lap. No meat, we need about 3/4 worth of fuel. That's, maybe, that should probably be a corner cut, but there we go. Yeah, look at that lap. I lifted off. You didn't see that. I saw a gantry and I was like, haha, I have beaten the lap record. And then I realized, that's not the finishing line. There we go. That's the finishing line. Right. Yeah, so what I did is I saw a gantry, so I lifted, and then I crossed the line while lifting, which means I lost about a tenth or so seconds. Right, now to speed everything up down the straightaways, and I am in the lead. I'm about a little over a tenth of a second. We ain't got much time left, so... Huh. Okay, here we are in Canada land. I am on pole position by quite some margin. I turned the difficulty up even more. I guess this is one of those tracks where it's the AI difficulty coming into play again, so I increased that more. So, hopefully, this will be an interesting race. We shall see though, we'll see what our strategy is, we'll see how the launch plays out. I usually get pretty good starts. It's just a matter of starting it in rich routes with the overtake on to try and get as far away as humanly possible from the guys that are definitely going to be far better than me around the track, because over... So, I think we're on that strategy. It's 18 laps. 20 laps, that sounds good. Let's rock and roll. Rich revs, DRS, or not ERS, ERS on, there we go. And just like that, we are away. Not our greatest launch, but not a bad one either. We got, Bottas and Vettel behind. That's the whole, that's what I mean by they're definitely more consistent than me. I may be faster, but they are way more consistent. So, that's why it's not exactly a smooth race whenever I'm playing. But what I love about this game, more so than the team management or the cars or the racing, which I gotta say, the racing in this game is actually quite good. Like, wheel to wheel, they're actually quite good racing. But more so than any of that, it's... Shut up! It's that it actually made me appreciate the differences between the F1 cars, because I look at F1 cars and I say, it's the same. What's so special about them? And this game really helps highlight that these straight line speed differences, the aero upgrades that go into it, and I did not notice that. Now this game is a little bit biased towards Ferrari because, well, let's be honest, it's FIA sanctioned Ferrari International Assistance Program, but whatever. Yeah, I quite like this game on how it really it actually changed my perspective on F1, believe it or not. I still think it's a terrible garbage system, but it is a garbage system that can be polished into something beautiful if it is done right. So, in that regard, I think this game is one of the better racing games that I've played, in all honesty. And while I still won't get it because I don't like F1 at all, if you're even remotely a fan of F1 or you're indifferent, then by all means, go get it. It's a great game. Yeah. You know what's not great? My driving. Because I'm about a second faster than him, technically speaking, and he is about to go on my inside. So I have to go... Ah! What was that, you infantile moron? I'm gonna allow you to try that dive bomb again, okay? I'm gonna go wider. We're 3 wide on the X of a hairpin. Ah! Okay then. That was a 3 wide moment around a hairpin. That works. That was terrifying. Also, I have no straight line speed, even with rich revs. I like to wear down my fuel a fair bit. I'm cutting the grass a little bit, it's fine. but not a crazy amount, because you never want to be way too below fuel, so you can't go maximum attack should something arise. I also use rich revs periodically to run away from people, because as you saw, they're significantly faster than me in a straight line. So when they have DRS to go with it, I have no answer, so which means I have to use my battery and my DRS as much as humanly possible. And it looks like we're going to have to be demonstrating that quite aptly already, because we got Hamilton right behind us entering the DRS zone. Are you going to try and go for the inside again? No, you're not. You're being a smart person and not trying to go 3 wide around a hairpin. I'm amazed they made that work. That should not have worked. Terrible exit from those guys. I don't know what they're doing. This atrocious exit from Mr. Hamilton there. That's not Hamilton, that's Bottas. Just looked at that now. How many times did I say Hamilton in that? Probably more times than I should have. Yeah, we are pulling away. Look at this. Sorry for the slightly boring race, so I'm talking through the strategy of the game, because this game is all about, just like a real F1 season, this game is all about points. It's not an individual race basis that you have to win. It's all about points. So, I was within 4, if you exclude the Monaco win on my chart that I showed earlier, my standings chart, I had only won 1 race before that, but I got very consistently on the podium, which means that even with my 10th place... Ah, crap. No, But, I just got mugged. Move! How do I change strategy? Is it this button? We're doing an undercut now. We'll have to see how this goes. This will be interesting. Yeah, that was not ideal. I thought I was either clear of Hamilton, or what? Yeah, that was not ideal. Okay, well, you can see the... God, my pit team is on fire! 6 seconds to, change a wing. Now I need a haul. I need to go like stink. I know I'm going to burn most of my fuel reserves, but I need to... This is when I need to use my lap time advantage. I'm in clean air. I'm on new tires. I need to haul. We're catching up to some back markers now. We're out of ERS, but that's fine. That's currently on a corner cut. Everyone is starting to go into the pits now. That's good. We are almost up. We broke our lap record again. We just broke that twice now. Don't damage my front wing again. I am here. Excusez-moi. Thank you for your consideration. Please enjoy my rear view mirror. Use that ERS to get past him. Well, I don't have much of an option, pal, okay? Because I got a very... Actually, I have time. Because Vettel was behind me, he was behind me originally. So I actually overtook Vettel when he was in the pits. I used that time perfectly. He got stuck behind Lafetti. So that is very good indeed. And nicely done around there. So, we just did our, I guess, our undercut. And actually worked out quite well. We're ahead of Vettel and Hamilton, who we were behind, if you recall. I actually crashed into Hamilton slightly. Sorry about that, pal. Yeah, that was a bit of a corner. I saw, I'm sorry. We're in 4th. Make that 2nd. With a McLaren, Mr. Lando Norris. Hi, Bottas. Hi. Yep, we're just gonna slide in right here. Leclerc, alright. I don't think I can catch Bottas, I'll be honest. I'll try, but I don't think I can. Oh, wheel on the grass. Not ideal. Wheel on the grass in the braking zone. Now that's a Vettel level rejoin, if I've ever seen one. Now we just need to try and hopefully, maybe, please at least get within a second of them so we can get DRS. That's the goal. We should be able to. We're faster than them in qualifying. It's all just, can we catch? We're within a second from that really good chicane. That was a good run through the final chicane. Yeah, I'm liking the Canadian circuit. I'm liking the... I don't know what the name of the circuit is, but I'm liking it. It's good. It suits me quite well. It reminds me much of Australia. That's also very mid-speed. Like, corners are flat out, but they're sort of middle speed. My only concern is I have to make these tires last. Oh, there's a yellow flag. Someone died. I think someone's having a problem with their car. Is it going to say everyone's out of the session? Or was it just a crash? What happened? I'm curious now. Normally they say there was a breakdown. Let's look on board with you. This was the... Oh, yep, that's a Ferrari having a bad day. Or a worse... I don't know how they can get much worse than now, but, you know. Oh, Vettel is out. Yep, there we go. Took a little longer to say that was out, but there we go. He is officially out of the session. Ferrari is having an even worse season now. Come on, Leclerc. Come on, Leclerc. I've never been very good at managing my tires, and you should know that, Jeff. You should know that I'm not very good at managing my tires. And that... I can see that, Jeff. We're gonna have to make this work. I think we're gonna be stuck on the podium here unless another Ferrari breaks down. Which is not entirely impossible, but I'm going to be on ruined tires for the remainder of this race. Well, that's not gonna be fun. But it's okay, I've been on ruined tires before. I've had my engine explode during a race, and I still did well. I won the Monaco Grand Prix without front wing and with my tires at 50% damage. So I can keep a podium with my tires shot to pieces. We are on the final straightaway. This has not been a very spectacular last few laps. We have stayed in our position. Bottas is the winner, Leclerc in second. But it will be Team Textron, the pink and the green boys, coming in to finish out the podium to a very unspectacular and to a rather spectacular race. Not my greatest race. The wing getting knocked off was pretty darn irritating. I could have possibly been there for the win if I didn't lock up the brakes and, you know, cut the grass quite considerably. But, yeah, you know what, that happens sometimes in racing. I was able to recover up quite well, able to hold off the, actually pull away from the guys in 4th and 5th. And critically, I further extend my points lead over Verstappen, which means that since I'm not actually going to be able to finish the season before the free trial ends and I don't renew this game, I am the world champion! Ha 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 ha! There we go. So, how do I sum up this game? Well, you have to remember that all of this is from a non-F1 fan. There are some... I hate F1 with an absolute passion. It might well be one of the worst motorsports in the world. That being said, this is a darn good game. I really like this game. The wheel-to-wheel action is quite good, if not slightly ruined occasionally by the lenient contact, shall we say. It does cause issues whenever I want to... If I go for an overtake, it's a bit difficult, shall we say. Just because if you tap someone, your entire front end explodes. If you breathe on the wall too much, your entire front end explodes. And it just kills your performance. I mean, it's very realistic, but that can be a bit of a problem, especially for amateur drivers. People are not as skilled as others, i.e. me. So that can be a bit of a turn-off, but once you get better at the game, once you get used to it, once you get good at it, the strategy is very unique. It reminds me of the Top Race drivers from the early 2000s in that regard. It's very good. The system can be a bit distracting when it comes to all the buttons you have to fiddle around with. I get lost in the menus all of the time. But all in all, I think it's a very, very good game, and something that I did not expect to be saying from an F1 game when I downloaded it Thursday, but I quite like this game, and if you have $60 and you're a big fan of F1, then by all means pick this game up. It is very good. You can even play some historic race cars like Braun GP. I messed around with that quite a lot for a project you'll see coming up. Yeah, it was really fun to play around with. That, though, is going to be it for this episode, and I'll be back with more.